What is up, guys? Thank you so much for clicking on this video, and we are finally taking a break from the rear-wheel drive K-Swap Subaru Impreza to work on my girlfriend's MR2 Spyder. Since the last video I made on this, she did finally bedazzle the mirrors, and look at how crazy this looks. We also have a few things we're gonna go ahead and do to it today. The first thing is out here. I think you have to have special car modifications to correctly pull off Underglow, and she definitely fits that category now. We are going with the Op7 phone Bluetooth controlled Underglow, and one thing I love about Op7 is, look at this, I'm holding it with one hand. It is not sagging at all. When you have those cheap Underglows that like stick on the back, they sag really bad, so you have to tape them up or else they look like hanging Christmas lights underneath the car. But with these, you have two little bolt holes, and that holds it enough. I love the way these Whistler wheels look, but in the stance car scene, they are considered reps. Reps get a lot of hate. You know what I mean about that. We found a set of wheels that are non-reps. If you're a close watcher, you would have seen these wheels in the back of a few of my prior videos. Here they are. The first set she bought, she got directly from Japan. We ran into some issues with them, so then she bought another set of a different brand, but they're almost identical, which is kind of interesting. And if we go back here, this is the first set she bought. These are Wedzkran Cerberus ones, but they are 15x6, so they are incredibly skinny. You would need like a 185 or a 195 tire to fit these properly, and then they would look really weird. So we were really trying hard to get these rebuilt, but they are welded, as any wheel under a 17 is gonna be welded. No place we could find would rebuild these for a cheap enough price. They were asking like 5-6 grand to rebuild these. Then we saw these on the marketplace, and these are SSR Vienna schnitts in a 17x7.5 plus 30 offset. And if we compare these two wheels together, they are almost identical with the way the spokes go and everything. The only difference I could find is the bolt hole in between the split spokes right there, but these are crazy how close these look to each other. Unfortunately, they don't fit right off the bat. We are going to need to shave down the rear caliper a tiny bit with a 5mm spacer on it, but we're going to put some real wheels on her MR2 finally that are actually chrome. These are machined. I like the way these look, but I guess we'll see if she's full hot girl Suki status after this. And something else she did was make a fully custom exhaust. She cut and welded every part of this. We got a Toyota Corolla header, which goes down to a single exit, and whereas the stock MR2 has two outlets, because it kept cracking right there. So we put an actual flex flange, that way it does have some movement, and then ordered a bunch of pre-bent mandrel pipes, and she welded them all together with this ISR resonator. The exhaust just exits right here because we haven't figured out how to make it come out or what tip she wants and everything like that, but that's pretty cool that she did that all herself. So her car is all jacked up now. We went ahead and laid all these strips out where they're gonna be, and we're working on the front one first. And if you see, it is too long to use these little end screw caps, but that's okay because they have these little clip things. So you screw them in, and we'll screw them in here, and then these will just pop in really easily. And just like that, got the little clip to hold it in, and the zip tie goes in there just like that. We got all the wires facing the same way, so this gonna go up here somewhere. Luckily with the sides, we can self-tap them into the body of the car right behind this pinch weld. We got all of them mounted, and all the wires ran out here, but if you see, there's only 3 of them, and that is because this one is from the back side, so it was not quite long enough. But then this super long one's from the front side, since we're mounting the control box in here. So what I'm gonna do, cut it here and solder on the long part to there, and then when I cut that, I'll solder on the short part to here, so this one will end about here, and then we'll get all this extra length to fully route it up front. We got the small connector on the big one and got the spare one, so now I just got to figure out how to get these to not touch each other. Little perverts. Long tail connected, short tail connected. All right, so we got a mess of wires, so don't mind that. We have all the box and underglow wires over there, and I pulled the power wires over to this fuse box where we are tapped into the ABS fuse. So now if I touch these together, the underglow turns on, brother.
The rears or the fronts?
The front has a smaller lip, the rear has a slightly larger lip, and the fronts actually fit without the spacer, so we do not need the spacer in the front, so that's nice. And then the rear barely rubs on this caliper bracket right here, and since it's one of the cheaper whatever style caliper brackets, we can actually grind this down quite a bit, because even with it off, I don't think we'd be able to fit this. To see, this completely clears with quite a bit of gap, but there is not enough to thread a lug nut on there. I can get a few, okay, never mind, I won't even get started, but so I think if we just grind the rear caliper brackets down a few millimeters and we should be good. So I got the flapper wheel and we're gonna get to grinding just the very face of this down a little bit. And after grinding a few millimeters off, we have a few millimeters of clearance as well. So here is the finished product. I guess we'll go ahead and take her off the jack stands and see the fitment. And ooh, that almost looks perfect. Like if you turn, it's gonna get close, but it's not gonna rub at all. But damn, that's perfect fitment for a daily driven static car. Not bad. God damn, boy. So now that these are actually chrome, they're gonna reflect a lot better and look a lot cleaner. And then I can show you the bedazzles in the sun. Man, that's so hot. Hottest girl on the block right here, boy, that's for sure. This is the valve stem cap, and there's like a little logo on here. We can't figure out what it looks like. It almost looks like a ray gun or male anatomy, if you know what I mean. So if anyone knows what that is, let us know, because this is really interesting. So we're gonna take it on a test drive and see if they're balanced, if they drive nice, because that would suck if the wheels are bent or anything like that. So it ain't a real test drive if you don't go to motherfucking Taco Bell on the test drive, boy. So she always scrapes the garage, so we're gonna see if the wheels made her any higher. Ooh, and then she'd hit there. Nope. So now she don't have to worry about running in and scraping or anything like that, because this does lift her up a tiny bit body wise, but she gets a better looking tuck as well. She wants to go ahead and keep her whistlers so they fit perfectly up on these rafters. Now we can get matching underglow going on my car and her car. This is like a modern sex spec. She really likes the sex spec cars, but when they're overdone, it obviously looks rice. So she has just enough to kind of look like it, but not so much to where it's cringy. It's gonna take a little bit of time to get used to the wheels being 17. The whistlers were 15. 14s, so it does look a little bit donk, but not too bad. I think if we just lowered it a tad bit more, it would look slightly better. That way you can get the rim to fender, but we may have to roll the front fender, that way it doesn't rub when turning and stuff. I look a little clapped out, but it is the next day now. We took this out last night and it does rub a little bit. As you can see by the peeling vinyl wrap, it's only like right here and only on like medium-sized bumps in the front. I went ahead and picked up my fender roller from my friend. The one time I needed to use my fender roller, my friend had it, so I have this. And we're gonna go ahead and roll all the fenders and then try to lower it a little bit more. So I got it on. This is a before. I just got that tab bent back, but we're going to roll her out. All right, so we got her rolled pretty well actually, and now we need to lower it, but we don't have much to go, so we can completely close that gap, and I think it may get us where we need to be. And now she is completely tight. Alright, this is what we're looking like now. It is damn near touching where the bumper connects. But here we got enough space. I'm kind of scared to tell her to turn the wheel. Can you turn the wheel while holding the brake? Alright. Oh, brother, she is tight. That's not tight, that's just dead ass touching. We made it a little bit stiffer after rolling it, and I think we're Gucci to go. So we got the back rolled out. I actually pulled it out a teeny tiny bit because we do plan on going a little bit lower. I'm going to repaint the brake caliper and the brake pad just because I had to grind down a little bit of this so it would fit. And then we're also going to go down a, oh, this collar's loose, look at that. Well, good thing I checked it, so we're actually gonna leave that up just because we're gonna lower it down some more, but let's hope we can tuck the rear, brother. And another thing, all her little bumper tabs are stripped out, so now she doesn't really have any bolts to put in there, so we're gonna drill them out and put a riv nut in there instead.
I have no strength here.
And now we were finally able to get all 4 bolts in. And if you see this big ass washer, this right here is from the hole I had to drill to put my hood pins in on my Subaru's hood, and it just so happened to be the perfect washer since the plastic was actually torn apart, so it's holding it down tight now, boy. You murderer. Ooh, back is nice. That is good, brother. And we are tight up front, but hopefully not stupid tight. So she's in her car and I am in the Subaru. This is the first time I'll drive the Subaru to a car meet under its own power. I am very scared, so Let's hope this goes well, but at least we're cruising together. Made it out here. Here's the front. Oh, god damn it. Woo. Okay. Infinity lights. Oh shit. I didn't even notice that. Hey, that's a whole trip, bro. Can I stick my dick in there at all? Clean Subarus, but they ain't K-swap, boy. And then all the screens. What's homeboy watching? This the cha-cha slide you got playing on 7 screens? Something kind of funny, this clapped out E30 is the car Lina got her SSRs from, because homeboy put VSKFs on it. So you can thank this car for loaning Lina her wheels. We got the VIP treatment. I don't even go past my shoulder. So it's hard to see, but the bolts that go from my drive shaft to my diff actually were loose. All 3 out of the 4 were, but we're all Gucci to go. Luckily I had my scissor jack to jack me up, but got them all tight. Everyone knows what's about to happen. Oh boy, right? Oh, it wasn't too bad. Yes, sir. Got my Underglow on. Chilling, boy. So my throttle's sticking because it's touching my radiator cooler pipe, and it is because my radiator fell off. So just gotta lift that up a little bit. And then the last thing that happened was this trim piece was already broken in half and it fell off when I was driving. But I'd say it was an overall success. We both drove there and drove back. Her car is V4, whatever you want to call it. So new wheels and underglow on this video. And first time taking the Subaru to a meet. Really got to dial in my steering because it's super loose and I don't like it. And then this flexes. If you can see, the whole firewall flexes when I press the brake and clutch and sometimes the throttle. So I got to figure out what to do about that. And then I got to figure out how to stop making all my bolts come loose. All these bolts falling out and everything. And on that note, follow my Instagram, TikTok, everything under that username right there. And since this video is about Lina, you can follow hers right here also. And motherfucking